Hi guys, and welcome to the channel, and welcome to another video. For this one, we're gonna look at some group builds which are about to start, and give a few shout outs for them guys, because the people who are doing them are extremely talented builders. I don't think I can join all of them, but there are a few ongoing at the moment. I had to step away from group builds for a while just after the USACC one, only because it's relatively early on in my YouTube sort of journey, and I've not really done much of the stuff which I really set out to do on the channel. Some of the projects we've done in the meantime, certainly weren't planned to be so soon. It's just the way I've gone with it, and getting a little bit more confident with cutting up old kits and what have you. But yeah, I mean, the first one which really caught my eye was Mars at Mars Garage. I'm sure if you're watching this channel, you'll definitely be watching Mars over at his channel. He's an extremely talented builder. If you want to know how to weather a model, he does some really great how-to videos. And he's hosting the Rust Bucket 2023 group build. And I believe that starts on July the 1st and runs through September the 30th. I may have a dabble in that one. I've always been a little bit uncomfortable with weathering stuff, and as you've seen in my last builds, I do like to build nice and shiny. But something came into my possession lately, which has got me toying with the idea, and we'll just see where we are in July. But it's a really popular subject, is weathering and building old rust buckets, like the group build says. I think again, that's from July the 1st to September the 30th, and that'll be definitely one to watch. The second, Sodat Model Cars, Adam from Sodat Model Cars, is hosting a really great group build, and that's Cars of Our Past. For people who have owned cars, sold them, or if it was just a car that meant something to them, a relative who owned the car or something. Now that's a great idea for the guys over in the US, and they have an abundance of kits. But unfortunately, the majority of my cars have all been BMW. I've had 14 E38 7 Series. I think I've had a E36 convertible, and I think randomly a E46 individual touring. And right now I've got an E65 745 Li with all the big Alpina wheels and what have you. Thirsty little motor, but. And in my company car days, I left my company in September last year, and had some lovely cars there, but they're all a bit modern. And I don't really I don't think they build that there's a kit out there for an E-Class or a BMW 4 Series. Or the one I gave up when I left the job was a 2022 Kia Stinger, which was an absolute beast, and in my opinion, probably one of the last production muscle cars as we properly know them, combustion muscle cars. Absolutely fantastic car that was. But yeah, again, unfortunately, I really don't fancy scratch building an E38, but I'd love to, and I'm still a little bit not bitter, but I've sold the car I had the longest. I had it 14 years, and I've completely restored it, and just couldn't store it anywhere to protect what I've actually done to it. So it went to a collection up in Scotland, and I will buy that car back if it ever comes to if it ever comes to market again, I'll probably get myself into debt at an extremely unreasonable high rate of interest to buy that car back. But I will buy that car back. But yeah, I mean, so I just thought that was a really good group build, and it'll be really interesting to see what other people bring into that group build. I'm sure you guys over in the US have owned some really nice cars, and I think I'll definitely want to be watching whoever takes part in that. So again, that was Sodak Model Cars, Adams hosting that, and again another extremely talented builder. If you go over and check out his stuff at the moment, I think he's on with one of the Trog Group build, which is going on. And he's building a 41 Plymouth at the moment. I really hate the styling of the 41 Plymouth, to be quite honest, but the way he's doing it with a two-tone, it's really breaking up that bulky body style, and he's got a lot of really good how-tos on that series as well. So well worth checking out. But yeah, again, that runs from June the 1st to August the 31st. And the last one is Jason at Blue Ox Model Shop. He's hosting the Street Machine group build. And that's running from now to, I think it's the 31st of December. But there'll be a lot of people. The Street Machine's such an easy one to get yourself into. I don't think there's any comfort zone in that one, which I'll be breaking. So I thought this is going to be my kind of introduction, because I'm going to be joining that one as well. The only thing is, I aren't going to unfortunately make a build last till the end of December. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably build it, take about four weeks to build it. And then we'll probably do something else close to the time as well, which ties in with the project. But yeah, the projects, I'll just move that a little bit further back. Yeah, the projects I'm going to be doing is the Terry Ross 65 Galaxy. This was such an influential model for the guys in the UK. Terry Ross did an article called Small Talk in the Street Machine magazine over here in the UK, and I should have really bookmarked the page where it's on, but this was the end result. I think it's the only magazine I've got where he's doing this projects. But it was just an absolutely stunning looking 65 Galaxy he did on this one. And Small Talk, I think it started in the early 80s. And it ran for many years. I think Terry Ross did it for a long time, and then I think Richard Coney possibly took over. But just this article in this one magazine, for people in the US, they wouldn't. I don't think you'd understand how important this article or this segment in Street Machine magazine was. How important it was to model builders in the UK, because we didn't have access, or especially, I mean, this was 1984, so I was 4 years old, and I still remember my dad bringing this home and being absolutely amazed at this model. But yeah, it was for us. We didn't really have the access the US did to Scale Autos. I think you could probably pre-order it or something like that, but the everyday Joe blogs like our family and my dad, it was just what was on the shelves at the local news agent. and you know, it was, and I think it was I think without small talk, I really don't think there would have been as many people building this kind of thing in the UK. I mean, I wouldn't I wouldn't say it's a small community, because I mean, I sell on eBay, and I'm getting new customers every week, and they're going, you know, all over the country and what have you. I mean, I do ship outside of the country and what have you, but you know, it's I think my brother actually mentioned it in the last comments. He said it was in the last video, it was the most single most important model car to the UK, just because it just, you know, you got that on the cover of a magazine, and it really boosted the interest, I think, in small talk, and it did run for many years, and then it stopped, and then our own friend Mike, Mike took over for a short while and what have you, and you know, I really do hope that Street Machine will bring that article back, the series back, because you know, for me, it was, if I ever bought a Street Machine magazine, it was purely for this one page or the 2 pages, sometimes 3 pages you'd get covering it. And it's pretty much why I started buying the Classic American as well, because they had I think Richard Coney was doing that one for Classic American as well. So, you know, it was another magazine that, you know, us model car guys used to go out and buy specifically for this one page. And but you know, it was but I've always wanted to build this. Now Terry Ross is an, I would say, a master builder. He's absolutely no question about it. An absolute, the stuff he was building back in the 80s and early 90s on the show scene, where you'd see him in this page again. This is the only time you'd see coverage of model car shows, is really in the small talk. And yeah, everything he did was, it just seemed light years ahead of the time. And even I remember he did a 54 Chevy, and the body modifications on it, you could put that on the table now, and even how advanced the hobby has got. That car, that model, that 54 Chevy, was yellow, and I think he put the red Chariot wheels on it, the custom red, and it just looked absolutely amazing. But you would think that was built yesterday, and it would still compete with models which have had $300 or $400 worth of aftermarket parts on. And he was a really nice bloke as well. In fact, in my mid-teens, when I was 15 or 16, I wrote him a few letters, because that's what you did back in the day. I'd only done one model car show before, and I really wanted to get another one in while I was still a junior. And so I wrote him a couple of letters, and he kindly wrote back. And he agreed to pick me up from the show. There was a show at Stevenage at Nebworth. It was a massive, I think it still goes on today, but it was a massive custom car show and hot rod show. But they always had the big model car show as well. And so Terry kindly picked me up, took me to the show. Actually, I've shown this magazine before, but I don't think and I will do it again. I keep saying I'll do a separate video on what I took to that show, and that was my 55 Chevy. It was a Revel 55 Chevy, and it was built on a completely scratch built frame, chassis. I was never happy with paint, and I remember after I won the class in junior, I started, well, I was already working as a painter, but then I started at Ford as a painter there, and I remember taking the body and spraying it blue for some reason, and then I put it in spray booth, and it the whole body because they're such thin frames under this Revell, under these Revell doors, it buckled up like a pretzel. But I've still got the whole chassis, and I still have a plan to make it kind of like how it used to be. So, but yeah, he picks me up. I think I was 16 and I was 17 in the October. I think the show was in the August. I remember when I won the class. Somebody said, "Are you really 16?" Because I was quite a tall lad, to be quite fair. But yes, I was 16, and yeah, I won the class. But there was so many people. I really wish I was quite shy, to be quite honest. I didn't really know anybody there, but there was some massive names here for the UK model builders. Glenn May, John Rackham. Always loved his work. I remember he did a Joanne 63 Plymouth Pro Street, and it was just, I've never seen that model before. I think my dad had bought the one Joanne, the reissue from the late 70s, early 80s, and I just thought, that build of the Pro Street was absolutely phenomenal. I don't have a picture of it, and I remember voting for that one, People's Choice, built by Andy Jones, and another big name in the industry, so to speak, or the model car show scene. But yeah, that was a bit of rambling on about something or nothing. But so yeah, I mean, I think I'm gonna join the Street Machine group build, do a bit of a tribute to Terry Ross and Small Talk, because again, both combined really important to us in the UK, and it's going to be a bit funny. I mean, I build a lot of replicas, but I don't usually build replicas of other people's models, and I've started the project years ago, and then benched it. I just started with a builder. I think it's even got Joanne chassis underneath there, but yeah, I started cutting the wheel wells out, and I got the wheel wells quite nice, but I made the mistake of shaving the trim off, and the trim should have been left on, and I think there was like an emblem part to the trim, and I think Terry just shaved the emblem part off and left the trim, and I think the fact that this kit was so incomplete, and Terry did use quite a lot of the main kit parts for this. I think that's what stalled it, but so I think I'll have a look around, see if I've got a more complete build of it. To be quite honest, I'm thinking of just starting with a new kit for this one. It's a really important one for me, this. I think messing around, tidying up other people's glue, and because I mean, like I say, this isn't the original chassis, but I think I'm best off just starting with a nice guy. I wasn't particularly planning on using this one for this build. I thought I'd always use a builder, but we can use all the custom parts and what have you. So I think I'll probably end up starting with another kit. And I'll probably start at the end of the week, to be quite honest with you. I've only just finished the AMT box art build, and like I said, I think the only thing is I said it in my last video, but I get so easily bored with projects, and I don't want it ending up like this, where I'll start a bit and then do a bit, and then because I don't think that's the right way for me to do it, because it'll just never get finished, and then it'll be a big rush at the end to do it. So But when I started building this one, when I started working on this one, I was going to build 3 of them. I was going to build a 66 version and also a 63 version. Now I've got the 66 here, or the 63 version, which I was doing, was actually the one which donated the roof for the last build, and hence why that body had the wheel arches opened up on it. So, but it donated itself to, like I say, a worthy cause, I would say. And I was thinking about this one actually the other day. It's what made this one a little bit more special is because the Lincoln I used in this was actually the oldest surviving kit of my childhood, even though it's just a body and a chassis. We poached the interior out of another Lincoln build a bit. So yeah, that was the oldest surviving kit. I think it wasn't one where I got it cheap. I think I bought it from a shop called Davygate Models in the Davygate Centre in York, and I think it was about $7.99 or something, and it was the first prestige kit I got. And I started mucking about with it at 8 or 9, and then tried to spray it when I was 10 or 11 or something like that, and it just completely went to ruin. So yeah, that's the story of the 63 I was going to work into it. But so yeah, because I'm gonna probably finish this one again within a month of starting it. I think what I'll do closer to the 31st, because when I originally was going to do this build, back in the day, I was only, I don't know, I've been thinking about this build for a long time, and Terry had actually used 1/24 scale monogram wheels on the front, and back then I didn't really know why, and I was gonna, like, the parts some of the parts I'd saved was, obviously I've got the rear wheels from the I think they're from the AMT 69 Dodge Daytona, which will work well for that project. But I was going to put like the AMT wheels on, and because I think the reason I was going to do that is because, one thing, I wasn't too keen on the 1/24 scale wheels at first, and the car which I believe inspired Terry to do this build had these torque thrust wheels on, and I know I've got a picture of that car somewhere, but I couldn't for love nor money find it in the time I'd allowed myself to search through the magazines I've got. But now, and I think he paid the front bumper red and the rear bumper left it chrome, and I was going to originally just do both bumpers red. But I'm not trying to. I want to replicate this model, and without those 1/24 scale wheels, which, to be honest, now I'm a little bit older and I can appreciate things a little bit more, look so right on this kit. And the chrome bumper, we're gonna leave the rear bumper chrome, and we're gonna try and make it as close to. I mean, I hope I don't do it injustice, because, like I say, it's such a well-known model in the UK as this one. So what I thought, going up to the 31st of December, is I'm going to continue with my plan, and I'm going to build another one. I'm going to do it red, but I'm going to use the 66, and all I'm going to do is just change up them 2 little things. Probably use some chrome ones of these or something like that, but I'll probably just do a bit of a spin-off build, but try and keep within the flavour, and I'll do that towards the end of the year, and then we've got something a little bit fresh, and then we can show the finished build on this one as well at the same time at the end of the year. But yeah, I think that'll be a nice way to see this project through and this group build through. Again, I think it's just it's one of the, there's one of many group builds going on, and I apologise if I've missed anybody's out, but there's just, to be honest, it's another reason why I stepped out of the group builds for a little while, because there was just so many going on, and if I joined every single one of them, I'd never build anything I actually wanted to build. So this ties in with one of the cars I actually wanted to build, and in a way, even though it's not a real car, Adam, it's certainly one which meant a lot to me back in the day, and I'd love to buy all the Street Machine. I mean, you can pick up Street Machine magazines for next to nothing, and I'd love to collate all the Small Talk articles which went out from Terry Ross, Richard Coney, whoever else did it, Mike as well. But you just can't. I mean, I'll end up filling me house with magazines. I've got a few old Small Talks, but I mean, a few old Street Machine magazines. But unfortunately, most of them articles and what have you are left to memory. So I thought we'd use one of the few to relive some of our past here in the UK, and I'm sure it'll be quite a popular one for the UK viewers. I mean, unfortunately, most of my viewers are, I'm not saying unfortunately in a bad way, but the majority of my viewers are US, and because this is really a strongly a US hobby, and thankful for the US for bringing so much of these things to market, so we can all enjoy them. I think Round 2's doing it at the moment, and Salvino's and all the others, Atlantis and what have you. They're doing such a great job to bring the subjects to the people who it's really, who are buying the models at the moment, and it's good to see that they're tooling up kits which will show interest to the people coming in late to the hobby, who just remember a different kind of car growing up, whereas we also have been in the hobby for 30 odd years and what have you. These are the kind of things we remember. So yeah, I think that said, like I say, I think what I'll do is I'll tag everybody, everybody's group build I've mentioned into the video. I will make sure I do that. It might be a couple of hours after I've uploaded it, just because I'll do it when I come home. And again, I'm still catching up on comments. There was a chap who's commented on one of my older videos, and you'll know who you are, and the reason I haven't replied to that comment yet is just because you've gone to a lot of time writing comments, a couple of comments down, and I do want to take my time to read it all properly and come back to you with a reply which isn't just thanks for watching the video. Not that I don't mean anything, but if somebody takes the time to write a lot of stuff, then I will try and pick out what I can. But if you comment and say, great build or something, please continue to do. I absolutely, I really do value everybody's thing on there. But just for one side, I do like to read them again, and then because you can pick up a lot from comments, I would say as well, please do look at my comments, even if you're not commenting, because I only know so much. But what you find in the videos is the people who comment regularly. It's they're a lot more knowledgeable than me, and they'll fill in the blanks. And thank you to everybody who does that, because I learned something, and hopefully it continues. Wherever I've started off, it just gives the viewer a little bit more information. So yeah, that's my entry into the Blue Ox Model Shop Street Machine build. Again, really hope I do it justice. Would like to say we'll probably get a video out regarding this at the weekend, Friday night or at the weekend sometime. It just depends when I actually get to start. It's going to be a bit unusual because it is quite almost like a stock kit, but it's not all. So another thing, if anybody's got some, I mean, I don't think I need too much more on this, to be quite fair. I think we got a good picture of the interior, relatively good picture of the engine to work off. This trunk was always blew me mind back in the day. This is a little bit of weather in here, and I always remember the light blue tank, or is it a grey? I'm not too. It always looked light blue to me, or and all the jacks and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's it. That's my entry into the Blue Ox model shop, Blue Ox Models Street Machine build. So yeah, I'm losing me thoughts now, but so yeah, so please stay tuned for that. And again, thanks to everybody. I've missed it out at the beginning, but thanks to all the friends of the channel. It's if you're just watching the videos and enjoying the content and commenting, and those who subscribe, you are real true friends of the channel and stuff like that. It's that's how I see everybody who comments on the videos and does subscribe. But again, if you're watching the videos, and you're enjoying it, that's good enough for me. I'm past the point of really trying to sub count or anything like that. So I'm just going to carry on doing what I'm doing and kind of enjoying it. So yeah, with that said, whatever you're up to for the rest of the day, really hope you enjoy your evening and what have you, and we will see you in the next video. Okay, see you, bye.